What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thank you, everybody, for supporting. But this video is entitled Players' Options Change with Age. So I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today and talking about a bunch of different topics, kind of random, but one of the things we're talking about is dating and how as you get older, player tactics don't work. You know, the things you were able to get away with trying to be a player at 20 are not the same. The things you're going to be able to get away with at 30 are not the same things at 40, are not the same things at 50, are not the same things at 60. And I was telling them at the time, I said, you know, this is how young players wind up old players, you know. And this is on the male and female side. It's like, because people forget that, you know, the game is the same, but the players change, right? And by the players changing is, you know, you're going to age out of certain sections. And that could be in a good way, and that could be, you know, it could be a positive or it could be a negative. I say it that way. And, you know, one of the things we were talking about, they were like, you know, if I don't want to talk to somebody, I don't have to talk to somebody. If I don't want to spend time with them, I shouldn't have to. It's my time. And I'm like, that's true. But I was like, you know, as years go by, you can say that in your 20s. But those same people are not gonna. Those same people are not even gonna be dealing with that ideology in your 30s. Like, I don't. You want to holler at me? I don't want to holler at you today. I'll call you when I want to holler at you. No, you can do that in your 20s, and people are kind of buy because everybody's young and running around and not really taking it. You know, people have time. As they get in their 30s, I'm not gonna wait on you. You know, that's how it's going to go. Like, I'm going to wait for you to get back to me when you feel like it, and then I'm going to jump when you say jump. That's how they're going to look at it. So if you're going to be a player like that in your 20s and, you know, you're busy when you're busy, you're free when you're free, and when you're free, they should say yes. But when they say, you know, hang out with me, you say, no, I don't want to. That one-way unilateral type playing ain't going to work. It's just not. You're going to age out of that, you know. Your options going to change as you get older. Same thing with same thing with looks. Some people age gracefully and some people don't. There's some people who are players because in their 20s and 30s they may be, you know, considered fine, attractive, handsome, a dime, whatever it is, right? Well, your options going to change with your age because guess what? You know, they're going to be people just as fine as you, you know, when you're 35. Like when you were 25, it was cool. Well, when you're 35, there's somebody 25 just as fine or finer than you, right? So you got to be fine for your group or attractive for the group that you're in. So your options going to change. And the options of what is attractive are going to change. You know, you're not. If you're looking for somebody who's 40 who looks 25, that's an anomaly. That's not a norm. Okay. So you're gonna have to, you know, and you're not gonna be as attractive probably as you were in your 30s and 40s than you were in your 20s. Your body changes, right? You know, when people are so used to looking at these people who look so good for their age, they act like that's the norm. No, it's not the norm, okay? Normal people look normal, and normal don't look as good as people who are extraordinary. You get what I'm saying? So your options gonna change. You know, they fine, but they may have a gut. You know what I'm saying? They look good or attractive, but they may have a gut, or they may not. You know, how can I say this? They may look like they've been around the block a time or two, right? Or when you look at the group that you're in, they may be fine for that group. So you trying to be a player, but your options gonna have to change. You can't ask for the best of everything, because 9 times out of 10 you're probably not the best of everything also. Um, Also, your options change as far as mentally. Um, there's certain mentalities as you grow older you may not be able to tolerate, or you can only tolerate them for a short period of time, or you're compatible with. So you can be a player, but you're gonna know. Some people just gonna get on your nerves, but you're the one that's playing the same game that they're playing. You might have played it a million times and you might have got burnt out on it, but this brand new to them, or fairly new to them rather. So that's your fault. You know what you're getting into, because as you age and you're doing these same tactics, some people don't players because they're not down with commitment. But just because you want to be a player as you get older, and you're not down, and you want to, you don't want to be committed, or doesn't mean that everybody in your group wants to is adhering to the same thing, and everybody just running around like, I want to be single and free. No. And speaking of that, as you get older, the options change. Like, well, you know what? I'm getting older. Okay, those people might have wanted something more serious. I'm gonna get a new roster. Well, as you get older, your roster is gonna get worse and worse. Let's just be honest, okay? Your roster is gonna get worse and worse as you age. That's just the reality of it. You're gonna have people who have been scorned. You're gonna have people who have been married and divorced, and now they're single again. You're gonna have people who are on the same thing you on, and they know the very same tricks that you playing. So they doing the same thing to you that you doing to them if you're doing nefarious things, or you just not being upfront. So, and some people can deal with that, some people can't, right? And you're gonna be dealing with people who are, you feel like you're a player, so you can get this and that and the third. You're gonna come to the realization that as you grow older and you're still playing that game, the groups get less and less attractive. See, the game can age you in a bad way. So you can still feel young, feel like you're young and attractive, and feel like you're sought after, and be extra confident or overconfident. You can still be feeling yourself. But, and you can be like, oh, I'm better than the roster I picked. No, you're not, because you're not really comparing yourself to what's around you, right? It's like old men could feel like they could pick younger. There you go. You're an old man, you've been playing the game. You can always go younger and younger and younger. Only problem is, you're going to hit a point where, you better pick somebody, because they're going to like the younger men in their group more than you. You're just going to be the old guy. Because, if you're a 40-something-year-old guy and you're dealing with a 20-something-year-old girl, and you're still in the same ballpark on the same type game that the guys in the 20s on, she's going to gravitate to that. Same thing with the older women. She wants to be a player, and she's older, and it's like, okay, the young guys, you're going to be, you're going to have to get a young guy, you're going to have to be a sugar mama. You might, guys in your age group, I don't know, maybe they fit, maybe they don't. Guys older than you, maybe they can't satisfy you, because as women get older, their sexual drive goes up to a degree as their attraction per se goes down. You get what I'm saying? So you hot and ready to give it up, but don't nobody want it. You get what I'm saying? So this the game changes. So like the players, as you age, the game changes, and a lot of times people can't get it through their thick heads that, you know, maybe you was on top of your game 5 years ago. That was 5 years ago. Maybe you was on top of your game 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago. Maybe you was on top of your game 15, 20 years ago. That was back then. You ain't on the top of the you're not on the top of the heap. You're not on the mountaintop anymore. Okay? You're somewhere in a cave, you know, eating marshmallows, just getting by, struggling, okay? You ain't even in shape to get to the top of the hill no more. You settled in where you at. And sometimes old players don't want to settle because they always think they could do better, and they don't understand water seeks its own level. So you better take the options you got and know they're not going to be great, you know, because your options are only going to be as great as you are. And if your options don't look great, that's because you ain't great. But a lot of old players can't admit that they're not great anymore. So it is what it is. We out.